it's Adelicia Morris from Investment Peace. And today, my loves, we are going to talk about mixing patterns. One of the questions I get asked the most is, how do I mix patterns? And one of the things that people tell me that they fear the most is mixing patterns. So we are going to talk about it. This is where I'm honest with you. You've heard me say this before. You'll hear me say it again. There is no magic formula. I cannot tell you a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or dots plus this equals a great outfit. And I know that that's super scary. I know that's not what you may want to hear when you're getting dressed. But I have some great news. If there's no formula, that means that there's really no right or wrong answer. That means that this is a time where you kind of get to express yourself in your prints and the way you put them together, and it really gets to make it your own. Now, none of us want to look like it's 1975 and we're just throwing on anything and we get dressed in the dark or all that stuff. So while it's a fun time to get to explore, I do have some guidelines that maybe kind of help and maybe kind of ease your anxiety about the whole mixing prints issue, or at least that's my hope. My first big tip that you may have heard before is, if you're going to mix a print, buy it pre-mixed. I mean, really and truly get someone else to do the work for you. Across the board, no matter what you're doing in life, probably the easiest thing. For example, this skirt, which you've seen before, I love the stripe, I love the parrots. I don't have to do anything with it. Honestly, I've worn this with bikinis and striped t-shirts and all sorts of stuff. Fantastic, but I don't have to mix anything really, because it came that way for me. So the biggest tip I can give you, if you're gonna mix prints, buy them pre-mixed. Moving on from that, if you're ready to dip your toe into some other things, as you can see today, we're mainly working with florals, polka dots, stripes, and way over here in the corner, leopard. And I picked these patterns, and sadly this is not my full collection, but just some of my clothes. I picked these patterns because I really feel like these are neutrals in and of themselves. You've heard me say, oh, you can throw on stripes with anything because it's a neutral, or leopard is a neutral. Polka dots can be a neutral. The right floral can be a neutral. And I do believe that's true. I think that you can put stripes with almost anything, or I believe you can put a polka dot with almost anything. And if that's true, then it means that we could combine them together, right? Or at least I think that's a transitive property. But at this point, I think I'm mixing way too much math in my shopping. So let's get back to mixing prints. If you're not gonna buy yours pre-mixed, the next best thing I can tell you is to mix the same print. For example, I have this great black and white polka dot top, tan and black polka dot pants, and they went together. You may have seen this on the blog. You may also have seen my confession that it took me a minute to kind of get this outfit right. There was a lot of trial and error. I tried it on a couple different times. I played with tucking it in, tucking it out, different stuff like that. And that's another big tip when you're mixing your patterns, is to play with it. Again, this is not the outfit to get dressed in the dark. It's really not. But when you're mixing the same pattern, you can feel kind of safe because you know they're gonna go together. Dots are gonna go together. You're just getting to play with, am I playing with the same color? Am I playing with different sizes? When you play with stripes and you're mixing your stripes, are they like wide? Are they vertical? What can I do with those? And so while you may feel comfortable because you know it's gonna go together, it's kind of exciting because you are getting to have a little bit dimension, and it adds some texture to your wardrobe. So that is an easy way to mix your patterns. And I love stripe on stripe, and I love dot on dot, and I love floral on floral, even though I didn't have a floral top. So that's another way to mix your prints. The third tip I will give you, if you're dipping your toe, you're saying, okay, I can buy my mixed prints. Okay, I can mix dots and dots. I've done the stripe on stripe. You're ready for something new? If you want to mix the patterns together, but you're still a little nervous, the best thing I can tell you is just to add an accessory. This is like adding a pop of color. You can just buy or get out of your closet, as I knock everything over, an accessory that's a little bit of a pop. So like I can put a leopard shoe with a floral, or a leopard shoe with a dot or a stripe. By the way, I love these leopard shoes. I'm going to do a close-up of them because they're really actually very subtle. So if I'm mixing them with my floral, I'm mixing them with my dot or my stripe, it doesn't feel overwhelming. That is another tip when you're mixing your prints, is that you might want to let one take center stage and the other one could just be an accent, like a little pop of leopard. That's what these are. These are leopard print. So subtle can work with your accessories. Maybe it's a bag, maybe it's a necklace, maybe it's a cardigan, stuff like that. But they also, your accessories don't have to be subtle. Like, for example, these shoes, Paul Andrew for J. Crew from a few years ago, are a bit brighter. And yet, they would still probably look good with that. They would definitely look good with my stripes. And way over here again in the corner, I don't know if you can see this, the leopard print. And I also pulled from my closet a striped shoe because I have a striped shoe. Easy peasy, right? And this is another thing. It's a way to dip your toe in. If you're new to mixing prints or you don't feel quite confident with your mixing of prints, this would be a way to do it, is just pick an accessory. That's a lot of times what I do, especially with the subtle print, like the leopard or the whatever subtle. I pick a pop piece and then a subtle piece. But you're still mixing prints, so you can feel however you feel about that. But also, my loves, we can mix these patterns together. I just hit myself in the head. I hope you find that cute. This is from J. Crew. J. Crew makes the best stripes, I promise you. Stripes and florals, they look good together. I promise they do. This leaf pattern, I know you're seeing it everywhere. That also might look good with a stripe. It also, well, might look good with a polka dot. Again, it's playing with the color. Now, I would recommend if you're doing like a leaf and then a polka dot, if the leaf is in green, I think you need a polka dot in either like a white or a black just to kind of neutral it out. The stripe, you can sometimes get away with navy and red, but a great basic black stripe is a great piece to have because then it really is a neutral and you can throw it with anything. You could throw it with that. I love the combination, I'm just gonna throw that on the floor, of stripe and leopard together. I think it's very classic, it's very fun, and you don't really have to think about it. Mainly what it comes down to is how comfortable are you with it? Do you think it looks good? Do you like those colors together? Do you like the size together? Is anything overwhelming? Because at the end of the day, since there are no rules, you kind of get to make your own. And while that can be scary, let's let it be exciting. The last thing I have to show you is kind of the oddball here. Because this is maybe advanced mixed print, but not really. You have not seen this outfit yet. I haven't shot it yet, but I'm excited about it, and I've worn it, and I love it. What I did is I took one of my staples here, my polka dot. It's actually a swimsuit. And then a lovely print skirt, and you pair them together. And what happens is that, again, the polka dot becomes your neutral. It becomes kind of just a base. And it's not loud, it's white and black. While the polka dots are big, they're not overwhelming. And it kind of matches the skirt because the skirt, even though it is patterned, it has the basic black. So it doesn't, you know, I'm not adding a new color to it, and it goes really well. Or I think so anyway. So, loves, this is where I'm opening it up to you. What are your questions? How can I help you? Let's play around. What do you want to know about floral and print, or stripe, or leopard? What do you want to know about polka dot? What do you want to pair your leopard print pants with? What accessories do we want to buy? When we mix prints, it is our time to have a good time with it and see what we like. So what do you like? What do you want to know? Let me know. Rachel Adelicia, Investment Piece. Thank you for tuning in.